welcome back to Tabletop Thoughts. Today, I thought I'd spend a little bit of time speed painting a model. I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick, so my choices are, I got a Viking looking character here. He is from Bright Minis. This is a zombie character from the Hero Quest Deluxe bundle I got. And this is a skeleton from, I believe this one is Fat Dragon Games. I think we're going to do this skeleton. So, alright, start off. Let's get a nice color for his boots and his shield. I'll make them both the same color. Part of what I try to do when I'm speed painting is pick a color and use it in multiple spots. That way you don't have to keep, different colors all the time. We are starting with a ruddy fur speed paint. Alright. So let's do his wooden shield first. These are the minis. If you look back through all the different videos, the one day where I just sat and airbrushed a lot of minis, that is the day he was highlighted. I printed this guy in resin. I can see by the bottom, you can tell. This miniature is from Fat Dragon Games. It is actually designed to be printed out supportless on an FDM printer. I have done that in the past. They come out and they look good, just that you cannot beat the details and everything that you get with a resin print. And since I thought I was going to make myself a couple of skeletons for my own collection, I could paint them up, print them out in resin and paint them up. I could not worry about the details. If I was worrying about making these maybe for like my Etsy store or something like that, I might go with FDM just because they handle, shipments better. So I wouldn't have to worry about them showing up and being like slightly broken or something like that, because especially when they're a little beefier like these are, because they're designed to be FDM printed, so they don't have the real small like sword handles and stuff like that. So if you look at this guy, he's pretty beefy, but all of his arms are close to the body, his sword and everything like that. So he will stand up a lot better than, say, this gentleman. He is from the Printing Goes Ever On, and he is almost a Viking-like character. But you can see like how thin his axe handles are and how as far away his arms are. So I mean, if I seriously squeeze these hard, I could just snap them off. This guy, even though he's still in the same resin, he is a little beefier. Like, you can put a little pressure on him. Alright, so that takes care of the brown for his boots and the shield. His armor will go with a polished silver.
In the ruins of a forgotten temple, something watches from the shadows. Across the forest, ancient powers gather within the druid circle. Mix and match terrain and miniatures for limitless stories. Explore detailed terrain and creatures, all ready for your next game night. Bring your tabletop world to life. Shop DM David's Prints on Etsy today.
There we go. Polished silver. Shake it up. Just a drop in the fidget popper. We'll come in here and try to do just the sword and the shield and his plate mail. I know I keep dropping them. I should, if I was smart, get out one of my paint handles and put them in there. That way I have a little more to hang on to. So let's do that real quick. I have one from Citadel, and I have two of them that look like this that are actually 3D printed. I got the files from Fat Dragon Games. They are nice that are interchangeable, so you could have one handle, multiple heads, so you can swap them out. But we will just throw him on here. And there we go. Now we should drop him all the time. Okay, let's get some paint on this armor. But, yep. Very nice. That's what I mean. I almost prefer painting and printing FDM designed miniatures. You know, I print them out in resin and that just because, like I said, they're a little bulkier. They're not as fragile, so you don't have to worry about, whoops, you know, you push on it wrong, you hit accidentally. I've broken off swords not just hitting them with the paintbrush as I was going by. Just apparently it was the wrong angle. And that is all it took. Snapped it off, and then, yeah, I don't try to glue stuff anymore. At first I was like, oh, I can glue it and let it sit. The swords might be a little off, but that's okay, because, you know, I don't mind. After you do it for a while and you realize that it's going to look weird, and it really didn't take that long to print, and I'll know it was broken. I just toss them, print a new one, because at this point I have I don't know, like 2 or 3 bottles of resin at a time over there. I have 2 3D printers, so there's always one of them that is not printing at a time. Plus I've tried to slow down a little bit, at least this year, because I've been printing quite a bit. And here, let me pick this up here real quick. This is just what I have right here at my desk to print. These are all snake people from Fat Dragon Games. They had original snake people, and then he released more of them that he called Viperborn. A little bit more detail, and then below that is just bright minis. The printing goes ever on. DC 3D design. More from Fat Dragon Games, so it's not like if I throw it away, I don't have anything else to do. So at this point, I'm just rather toss them. Alright, for his pants, we're going to give him a little color because he is kind of bland. So, Caribbean Ocean speed paint. One of my favorites, even though my favorite color is green. This is a nice blue color. It looks really well when you do it with a magic blue is another very nice speed paint color. So I like, if I'm going to use like 2 different tones of blue on a model, I will do the darker area in magic blue, and then I'll come into the areas I want to be lighter with this Caribbean blue and paint it all up, because these paints look very nice. That's mean all the speed paints I own, yeah, probably about half of them I don't like very much, and the other half I think does an awesome job. These blues, very nice. I also like the greens, like Orc Skins, very nice. Forest Sprite does a good job. I don't like the skin tones. I don't know why, they just don't ever look right. I believe I talked about in one of my last videos that if I'm gonna paint skin, I don't know if it's the best, but what I have been doing for skin tones is I will come in with a base color, something like this, paint it on there, and then either go back in with a a wash for like a flesh color wash. I have like 4 or 5 different ones at this time. Or I will put a speed paint on top of that. If I want their skin to be like a little bit darker, I will come in with like a warrior skin, or I have peachy flesh. I'll do that on top of that other color, because just the speed paints on top of white, I don't know, it almost makes them look dirty. And if I don't want them to be a dirty person, I would rather do it my way, where the skin is underneath and then that's on top, so it brings out the tones I want. Alright, and then finally, I got some bony matter. We're going to color all of his bones in that. So we'll come inside here, in the arms, come down. I have 2 different speed paints for bones. There's this one, and the other one is a pallid bone. I think I like this one just a hair better. I think the other one's a little darker. I might be wrong, but this, I don't know, this looks more like a bone color to me. So we'll put this all over his exposed bones. A couple of his arms are exposed. We'll make sure we hit those. Part of his one leg over here is exposed, so we'll make sure we get that. Alright. I think he's going along pretty nicely. And as you can see, it's not taking much time at all. Alright. For the ground, what I'm going to do, have my homemade wash, and we're going to come in with, let's make it a nice, I don't know if I want to go with brown or a gray. The boots are brown, so let's go with a gray color. Okay. That might be too dark. A gray, Lord Gray? Yeah. Oh. What else do we have? Runic Gray has kind of a bluish green tint. Bluish gray tint to it, so let's mix that up some. I know I normally shake them, but for Christmas I got, my family got me a paint mixer, so we'll just... Alright. Get in the habit of always shaking your paint. Been doing this for a while. Okay, just a couple of drops into the fidget popper. And then we'll come in and just touch up all the ground with this. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and we will apply our homemade black wash to this. That'll help darken it down some. And it should fill in all of the cracks and crevices that bring out some more shadows on top of what the speed paint's going to do. And then I'm also going to use some of that black wash to apply it at least over all the metal, because even though the speed paint is it's pretty silver, it doesn't do a lot of shadows in that. So I'll either use my homemade black wash, which I think I made a video of it, make how I make it. So if I did, I will link it and put a card up for it or whatever. If not, it might be like in a link or something like that to my description below. But what we're going to do is lightly apply that to the silver and right down the shield. I'm going to try to go up and down as much as possible because I want that to get down in those crevices. Look how nice that shield looks. Alright. Come back in and get a tad more. Okay, we don't want a whole lot. I don't want it pulling up and making it look too dirty. I just want enough to... There's like a couple of scrapes and stuff like that on his armor. I mean, obviously, he lost that last fight he was in. He is a skeleton now. Because I would say, you know, hey, he had a long life or whatever, but yeah, chances are, if you're wearing armor and that when they find you as a skeleton, you didn't win. Okay, so we'll apply that over the silver of his armor and the silver on the shield and sword. I don't know if that shines up a little light there, but as you see, he's not a bad looking mini. Oops, bumped him there. Alright, let's take a little bit of this dark. I'm going to come in around this rock and just stick it on top and around it. It's almost, since the other one's wet, I don't want to just smear it together. So what I'm doing is taking my brush and almost stippling it. That way it lays on top of the other one. So you see the blue underneath with the black on top. If I just brush it, especially if it's still wet, they're just going to mix. And I don't want them mixing, I want them to be layered. So there we go, a quick little skeleton in hardly any time. Once he dries up, I give him a quick coat of a clear sealant to protect him, and that is it. That's not a bad looking, I mean, he's a skeleton. He's designed to be on the table for what, like 2 rounds, maybe 3 at most. So it's not like you have to put in a lot of effort. This guy is, you know, if he was an actor, his name doesn't even get to go in the back. He's lucky, you know, it'll say skeletons and throw a name on there, but, you know, that's the kind of credits this guy shows up for. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, check out the next video right here. It's packed with more great content. And as always, keep on gaming.